Good morning everyone and welcome back to Playtime. We've got lots of fun things planned for this morning and welcome back Robin.
Hello.
Well, I believe this week you can play guitar for
I'm
us.
going to try.
Okay,
Yeah.
So yeah, exciting things. We never know what instrument he's going to have with him, do we? So we're going to kick off this morning by making sure that we all say hello to everyone. So if this is your first time watching, we hope that you feel really welcomed and can join in with everybody. Okay, we ready? Hello everybody, hello everyone, hello everybody, we'll have so much fun. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along, merrily we roll along, got playtime here today. Should we do that once more?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello everybody, hello everyone, hello everybody, we'll have so much fun. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along, merrily we roll along, at playtime here today. I hope you've all shouted out hello to lots of your friends. I hope people next door could hear you shouting out. So we've got little red Ruthie Bear here with us today, little red Ruthie Joanna. She's come to join us for our session at Playtime today. We've also got a duck. We've got our parrot, who I don't think we normally talk about our parrot very much. And we've also got a crocodile. So I'm not quite sure what they've all got to do with today's session, but we'll find out in a few minutes. Last week we sang a song which we haven't sang for quite a little while. It's about a turtle who we put in the bath to see if he could swim. So, are you singing, are you playing this?
I'm playing, yes, I'm playing.
So I've got a frog in my throat.
Not a turtle.
Not a turtle,
A
I've
frog.
got a frog, okay?
I had a little turtle, his name was Tiny Tim.
I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water, he ate a bar of soap, and now he's in his bed with bubbles in his throat.
Bubble, 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 and pop.
Should we do that once more?
I had a little turtle, his name was Tiny Tim.
I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water, he ate a bar of soap, and now he's in his bed with bubbles in his throat.
Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bubble, 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 and pop!
Woo! Pop, pop, pop! Hope you can see those bubbles where you are. They're really pretty where we're sitting, so I hope you've been extra. I'll just blow it. I'm going to come slightly closer and see if I can blow a few more for you. Oops. It's popped itself. Can you see those bubbles? Shall I come a little bit closer? I think it was probably like that in the turtle's bath, don't you? Now, I was up in my bathroom, not with my turtle, but I was up in my bathroom. And in my bathroom, I've got some decorations on the shelves up there. And I thought I would share them with you. So I'm going to bring them a little bit closer. So, little red Ruthie Joanna, you're going to have to sit on my chair. There we are.
Okay.
The duck's gone on the chair. Let's bring these a little bit closer. Can you see there? Can you see what they are? Not sure if you can tell. Let me hold up this one and see if you can guess what that is. What is that? Can you see? Shall I turn it around? Does that help? That's right, it's a shell. They're seashells that I've picked up when I've been away to the beach. So this is one, I don't know where this came from, but it's one that I had as a child. It was always sitting on the side. It's really, really quite prickly up here, but beautifully smooth on the inside. Can you see that? It's got got a nice shape to it as well.
This isn't a shell one.
No.
This one, I think that's a bit of a crab. Minka.
That's what
Children used to call them.
they used to say. They were minkers.
Yeah.
And
You
used
can
to say,
imagine if you
mink,
put your
mink,
finger
mink,
in there and he gobbled you up.
mink, mink, mink.
Oh.
This is another shell that I really like. Whoops, I've knocked them all on the floor now. Let's pick them up, shall we? There we are. They haven't broken, they're quite solid. This is another one that I quite like. It's really mottled, lots of spots in it, and I like it that it's so curly. Well, it's a bit like an ice cream cone, isn't it? There. What else have we got down here? Here's another one I quite like. It's got lots of green colours on it as well. Looks a bit like a snail shell, doesn't it? It's quite pointy at the top. Can you see the opening there? Lots of green colours. And this is another one which is really, this one's got pink on it. Hope you can see the pink colours there. Again, it's all curly and it's also quite sharp around the edges. I imagine it had lots of spines in it and maybe they've been broken off. Now, one of my daughters, when we collected lots of shells, got a plant pot. And she got some very strong glue. I think it's almost like cement or plaster, which she put all around the pot and then stuck some seashells on it. So maybe if you go to the seaside and collect seashells, that is something you can do to keep a memento of the seashells that you've collected. Might be worth asking your mum and dad if they can help you do something like that though. Okay, let's put this down. Shall we go and put our shells back at the back, Robin? Little Red Ruthie's going to sit down again with the duck. Now, this reminded me of the seashells. I thought it's supposed to be summer at the moment. I hope we haven't already had summer, but it's a bit dull today. And I thought it might be nice to go to the beach. So, I think that's what we need to do.
Let's go to the beach.
Let's go to the beach. So, look, we're at the seaside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, rather.
Oh, welcome to the beach. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. And look, little Red Ruthie Joanna's been really good. She's remembered her sunglasses and put them on.
Mm.
Yeah. So when you go to the beach, you must remember to put on lots of sun cream. She's a bit red. Hope it's because not anything to do with her sun cream. Okay? So we're going to start off by singing a song about a pirate.
A pirate song.
A pirate song. You may know this song as a sailor, but we've changed it to a pirate.
Okay. We thought we'd do pirates.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
A pirate went to sea, to see what he could see. But all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea. Far across the sea he went, far across the sea he went, far across the sea he went, until the day is over. The pirate looked up high, to treasure in the sky. But when he looked up high, the sun shone in his eye. Far across the sea he went, far across the sea he went, far across the sea he went, until the day was over. The pirate looked down low, to treasure far below, but when he looked down low, a big fish scared him so. Far across the sea he went, far across the sea he went, far across the sea he went, until the day was over.
That pirate wasn't very fortunate in finding all his treasure, was he?
He didn't find any treasure.
He didn't find any treasure, but I hope he enjoyed sailing on the sea. Now, there's another song we're going to sing about sailing, but this one is being in a boat.
Rowing.
Rowing.
Okay, I know that
and
one.
we might not be in the sea, we might be on a lake, we might be on a stream, might even be in a creek. We'll just have to wait and see. So get your oars ready. Ready?
Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream.
Oh!
Row, row, row your boat gently down the river. If you see a polar bear, don't forget to shiver. Row, row, row your boat gently up the brook. If you see a little mouse, don't forget to squeak. Row, row, row your boat gently down the brook. If you catch a little fish, let it off the hook. Row, row, row your boat gently to the shore. If you see a lion there, don't forget to roar.
We weren't very scary lions on that one.
No.
I hope you were more scary than
No.
we were. And Tabitha, I hope you joined in singing with us. I do miss singing that song with you. Now, we've got a story. And this story is about lots of time that Jesus was on the beach. Because when Jesus did all his ministry, he travelled a lot of time quite near a lake. It wasn't quite a sea, but there are beaches around the lake. Some of them aren't very sandy, some of them a bit gravelly, but they were still beaches. So we're going to have some stories about when Jesus was on the seashore. Starts off with a man called Peter. Peter was a fisherman. He and his brother Andrew had a little fishing boat, and each day they went fishing on Lake Galilee. It's a very big lake. One day Jesus came to the lake. "Please, let me get into your boat," he said. Crowds of people were listening from the shore. Standing in Peter's boat, Jesus told them some wonderful stories. When he finished, Jesus said, "Peter, sail into the deep, deep water and let down your nets. We are going fishing." "It's no use," said Peter. "We fished all night and we caught nothing." "But Jesus, if you want me to do it," said Peter, "I'll try again." So Peter and Andrew sailed out onto the lake where the water was deep. They let down their nets, just like Jesus had told them to do. And when they tried to pull it up, it was so full of fish, it started to tear. Ooh, lots of fish. I wonder if they had some crabs in there and other such things as well. The fishermen landed their huge catch of fish. "Now, come with me," Jesus said. "I've got special work for you to do." And at once, Peter and Andrew dropped their nets and followed Jesus. Another time, Peter was in a boat with Jesus and his other friends. All of a sudden, a big storm came up. It was windy, it was rainy, there was thunder. The waves tossed the boat from side to side. Oh, I hope they didn't feel too seasick. Jesus' friends felt very, very scared. But Jesus was lying fast asleep in the bottom of the boat. They woke Jesus up. "Help us," they shouted. "We're all about to drown." Jesus stood up. "Be quiet," he told the wind. "Be still," he said to the waves. All at once, the storm stopped. Everything was calm again. "It's amazing," said Peter and his friends. "Even the winds and waves obey Jesus." And then there was another time when Jesus was on the boat and the boys were out fishing. Jesus said, "Bring your haul of fish in." Well, when they arrived, they found that Jesus had started a little campfire, and Jesus cooked some fish for their breakfast on the seashore. Jesus was really kind to his friends. He looked after them. He loved them. He was generous with them. And that is what Jesus wants us to be as well. He wants to love our friends. He wants us to be generous with our friends, and he wants us to look after each other. So that is some of the stories of Jesus when he was on the beach with his friends. And because we've just heard about some fish that were caught, we're going to sing a song
about fishing.
Yeah. Let's put our little book down.
Do you mind if I use my fishing rod?
You can use your
I might
fishing
catch
rod.
something.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not sure.
hope you don't catch any crabs and things like that.
We
because
can
they
try,
might do some
can't I? I can
minking.
try.
Okay, we
Here
ready?
we go.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on the right.
Did you catch any fish, Robin?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Shall we sing it again?
Yeah. Just be patient though. You have to be patient when you go fishing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on the right. I've got one.
You've got one.
A fish.
It's a very colourful.
Do you think I should let it go?
It looks a little bit like a rainbow fish, Robin.
It is a bit.
But yeah, maybe
I think maybe we should let it go.
Let it go back.
I'll let it
Swimming
go.
in the river again.
Off you go.
Woo! Splash! Back in the water he goes. Now we sometimes sing another song. Again, it's probably not on the sea. It's probably more on a pond or somewhere. About 5 little ducks. They went swimming one day. We've only got one little duck with us today.
Here's a big duck.
Yeah.
Will it help us sing it?
I think it might do.
Okay.
5
little ducks went swimming one day over the hills and far away. Mummy duck said quack, 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 quack.
But
Only 4 little ducks came back. 4 little ducks went swimming one day over the hills and far away. Mummy duck said quack, 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 quack. But only 3 little ducks came back. 3 little ducks came swimming one day over the hills and far away. Mummy duck said quack, 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 quack.
But
Only 2 little ducks came back. 2 little ducks went swimming one day over the hills and far away. Mummy duck said quack, 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 quack.
But
Only 1 little duck came
back.
1 little duck went swimming one day over the hills and far away. Mummy duck said quack, 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 quack.
But no little ducks came swimming back.
No little ducks went swimming one day over the hills and far away. Mummy duck said quack, 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 quack.
And
5 little ducks came swimming back.
Well done. I'm so pleased all those little ducks came swimming back. Shall we give all little ducks a big, big clap? Clap to the ducks. Now, I think the sun is going in. So I think it's probably time we went back.
Oh, right.
Back to
Bye-bye to the seashore.
Bye-bye to the seashore.
And back.
Be time for little Red Ruthie trying to take her sunglasses off. And we'll go back and see how we can finish off playtime. Are we ready?
Yes. Close your eyes.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our adventures at the beach today and all the sort of beachy type songs that we sung. I hope you really enjoyed the stories about Jesus on the beach and all the times that he was there with his friends. And I hope this summer you're going to have lots of times on the beach with your friends too. Obviously being quite safe when you're there. It's nearly the end for playtime now, but we've got to have our birthdays first. So I'm going to put on my birthday hat. Sorry, Robin, I haven't got your birthday hat, have I? So we'll just have to pretend that you've got one. And we're going to light the birthday candle.
Let's bring it right.
Ready? Hopefully do this quite safely. Whoops, not very good at lighting matches, am I? We ready? Is that a light?
I think so. There we go.
Can you see the candle, the light there? Right, now we're going to sing Happy Birthday to Eliana because she was 4 this week. So I hope you've had a really lovely birthday. I've seen some of your photographs on your mum's Facebook page, so I hope you've had a really nice time this week. Hopefully you even were able to go out and have a little birthday tea in a restaurant due to lockdown being a little bit expensive.
Yeah.
We have got a different instrument. I wasn't aware of this. Okay.
Off we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Eliana. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you today. May God bless you today. May God bless you, Eliana. May God bless you today. And if it was anybody else's birthday this week, I hope you've had a really wonderful time and had some lovely celebrations. And maybe being able to meet up with more friends now and relations to celebrate your birthday. Should we give them all a big clap because it's your birthdays? And now we need to blow the candle out, Robin.
Oh.
Okay? Right, you're all going to give a big deep breath after 3. 1, 2, 3. I think you've got to blow harder. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Maybe you just need a short, sharp breath. Okay, well done. Now, sadly, that's all we've got time for today. Or let me take my hat off. Maybe Red Ruthie can wear it. That's all we've got time for today, but we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Okay, we ready?
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everybody. We've had so much fun. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along at playtime here today. Bye bye, everybody. See you all again soon.
Bye.
Take care. Lots of love.